Welcome to my parlor. oh, I mean, uh, Welcome, traveler, to the Hidden Corner Finds. I am Joanne, and this is my humble store. Pull up a chair, stay a while, make yourself at home. What? Oh, you want to know what I'm selling? Everything and anything. I mean, uh, in short, I have a passion for people. Ugh, why did it just bleep me? All I said was, I have a passion for picking, I said. Yeesh. You can't say anything on YouTube these days without this censorship. Anyways, as I was saying, I have a passion for picking. For me, there is nothing more satisfying than finding a unique and forgotten item and uniting it with someone who will really appreciate it for years to come. Whether it's a soapstone carving, an old book, or simply a mug to make you laugh, I try and find something for everyone. My goal is to make you a confident buyer. Older items often have a lifetime of stories to tell. I strive to describe the good as well as the bumps and bruises they've experienced along the way. It's important that the pictures reflect what you will receive. To that end, I always encourage questions and will do my best to respond as quick as possible. Appreciate you stopping by the store. If you can't find what you're looking for, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm always looking for new ideas and will keep an eye out for your item in my travels.
Honey, what the happened to my action figure collection?
Whoops, gotta go. Bye.
And hello and welcome back to Toy Thursday with Johnny Tiger on April 18, 2024. We are here to celebrate National Velociraptor Day. Now, Velociraptor, as most of you would know from Jurassic Park, are those scary pack hunting dinosaurs that chase the people all over the place. And they in the movie they look to be like human size or a little bit bigger, and definitely seem like they are like kickboxers of the dinosaur world. Now, thing is, uh, the real Velociraptor, which was discovered in the Gobi Desert in Mongolia, was nowhere as big as a movie would make them out to be. On average, most velociraptors were the size of small turkeys. They could get up to about 33 pounds. So, I wonder how they tasted. Probably tasted like chicken. Anyway, I mean, as far as small dinosaurs went, they were still pretty vicious and scary, but they were not the big 200, 300-pound killing machines like we see in the movies. The National Velociraptor Day, sorry, Chinese accent coming through. It's such a mouthful. I'm just going to call it raptor. Chinese, the National Velociraptor Day started in 2013 and was basically christened by a bunch of Jurassic Park fans and dinosaur enthusiasts. So we use this day, April 18, to celebrate these little fast dinosaurs that were misrepresented in the movie. Now, the one that we have in front of the camera right now that you're looking at, I've shown this guy before. So I'm not going to linger on him for too long. This is one of the raptors released by David Silva's Beast of the Mesozoic. Uh, Very well crafted line of dinosaurs. When it first came out, I believe this was 2016, maybe 2015. I think it was 2016. Um, and as much as these things are pretty to look at, I have mentioned this when I showed them in the past. They were, personally speaking, a bit of a disappointment because they were a lot smaller than I thought they would be. And I mean, he was going for realism. I understand that. So these were actually uh, 1/6 scale. So if you stand them against a 12-inch action figure, they look to be about the right size as a real Velociraptor would be. But these things were also like, I can't remember, like $50, $60, something like that. And for that amount of money, I understand it's a small company trying to make action figures that is expensive, but comparing to what I'm going to show you guys today, made by Mattel, it just seemed like this was way too much money and way too little figure. And it has a lot of articulation problem, loose joints, and things falling off, and the base display base would break. It just for what I paid for these things, I definitely was disappointed by it. Not to down talk David Silva and the Beast of the Mesozoic by any means. I love his work. He does some beautiful action figures, and I have some more of his new figures on pre-order. This is to show that no, I am not down on the company. I'm just saying that these little raptors being sold for that amount of money back then is too much. It's I think once the company hit their stride and can price things a little bit more uh, reasonable, then things will be much better. For example, they had almost 112, it's more like 118 scale T-Rex that they tried to sell, and that thing was like over $200 US. Over $200 US. Hey, kids, kids fighting. Hey, can you guys quiet down? Try to do a dinosaur video. We don't need any sound effects there. Anyway, apparently cats don't like dinosaurs. Uh, so as I was saying, that the Beast of the Mesozoic, they uh, oh yeah, their studio name is called Creative Beast Studio. Now that I remember. So David Silva's Creative Beast Studio have this T-Rex that more keyed for the 1/18 scale that they sell for over $200 US. If you're lucky, you can catch it on sale for maybe 160. I've seen it go as low as 160. But when you consider that Mattel have a T-Rex that's bigger than that, that they sell for like $56. Okay, it doesn't have as much articulation and it doesn't have the seam accuracy, but come on. Are you really that like do you really care that much about how accurate your big T-Rex is on your shelf? I mean, I guess you would if you are a true dinosaur connoisseur and you read all the dinosaur books and you know what they're supposed to look like. But for guys like me, who basically just want some big, terrifying looking dinosaur uh, to terrorize my other action figures and on displays and do photos with, I don't really care how accurate it is. If it looks big and scary and it's a T-Rex, that's fine. Um, so personally, I did not get a T-Rex from David Silva. I'm sure it's a gorgeous figure, but it's $200 for that. It's just no, no, not when Mattel's selling one for 50, $60. Um, and these Raptors were the same thing. Like they were selling for like 50, $60, while Mattel have Raptors like $18. Like, come on. Again, once we get to look at today's main figure, you will see what a big difference it is in price point. So without further ado, let's bring in our special guest of today, the Indoraptor. So what is an Indoraptor? Well, it is not a raptor from India, I'll tell you that. Uh, it is this sleek black and yellow. I mean, it's mostly black. Right? He had kind of gold, yellow stripes. It's this sleek looking killing machine in front of the camera here. it's not what you would call it, a real dinosaur. So here is a little bit of backstory on the Indoraptor, where it came from. In the first Jurassic World movie, yes, I said Jurassic World, so I'm not talking about Jurassic Park. So those of you who think that I got it mixed up, no, I'm actually talking about Jurassic World, which came after Jurassic Park. So in the first Jurassic World movie, the evil scientist, let's just call them evil scientists, um, decided to take some T-Rex DNA and mix it with a whole bunch of other stuff, like tree frog and pufferfish and scorpion and stuff like that. And they created this gigantic killing machine called the Indominus Rex. I hate that name. Indominus Rex. Uh, Basically, it's like a T-Rex on steroid with like camouflage ability and intelligent and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, you spoiler ahead. Like I'm just going to put it here. Spoiler on Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. If you guys don't want to hear the spoiler, if you haven't seen the movies, I don't know why you haven't seen the movies, but they've been out for a while, then I'm not going to say they're super good, but they're not bad. They're not bad. Worth watching if you're a dinosaur fan. Um, so anyway, spoilers ahead one more time. Uh, Indominus Rex being intelligent and all that stuff, and super vicious, escaped, and yeah, you spend the rest of the movie watching it fuck shit up. Excuse the expression. That's basically it. Um, Killed a lot of dinosaurs, killed a lot of people, destroyed a lot of properties, and finally it got destroyed by a couple of other dinosaurs. It took the T-Rex and Velociraptor working together, and then finally it got killed by a mosasaur who dragged it into the water, and we don't know what happened after that. I can only assume the mosasaur ate it. Um, so yeah, it took like three dinosaurs to defeat it. Um, After that, in the second Jurassic World movie called Fallen Kingdom, these evil scientists apparently didn't learn their lesson. They decided, okay, so it was really hard to sell Indominus Rex as a military weapon because, the friggin' thing is the size of a small building. So maybe where we went wrong is that we made him too big. We should combine Indominus Rex DNA with Velociraptor, and then we make these ultra cool super weapon Velociraptors, and then we can sell them on the black market to military. These this is I'm going to take 1 second off and just like say this is where I find problematic with most of these premises on monster movies, horror movies, Resident Evil, Biohazard, uh, Jurassic World, any of these movies that think, okay, we are going to make some super cool biological super monster, and then we sell them as military weapons. Come on, guys, this is so stupid. Like, we live in a world with rocket and bombs and grenade launchers and super high-powered machine guns. Like, where does it even make sense that a military would buy a bunch of dinosaurs, spend a lot of money buying dinosaurs, and then think that they're going to make a difference on the battlefield? It doesn't work. Okay? Like, stop using that as a plot line. It's stupid. It doesn't work. It, like I said, even Resident Evil, with making zombies and making all those bioweapons and thinking that they are going to use them for military application, it's stupid when the most powerful of your bioweapon get killed by a nuclear bomb. It no, it doesn't work. Okay, so it's a trope that being overused, and nowadays just I guess back in 1980, 1970, these things would sound pretty cool. Yeah, because back then our military didn't have the kind of advanced armament it does nowadays. So back then, for people to think that you might have dinosaurs or bioweapons on the battlefield, it makes sense. Because it would be scary for soldiers armed with standard rifles and shotguns and stuff like that to go up against them. But in 2020, 2024, it's not really that credible anymore. Anyway, I'm like totally going off on a tangent here, but that's one of my personal pet peeve when dealing with this kind of plot point. It's stupid. So these scientists decided we're going to take the Indominus Rex DNA and mix them with the Velociraptor, even though our Indominus Rex basically got aced by three other regular, let me quote that, regular dinosaurs. We still think that it's super badass and we should make more of it. So they took the DNA from the Indominus Rex, mixed it with the Velociraptor, and came up with this prototype called Indoraptor. And this is what we're looking at. So Indoraptor basically has the ability to camouflage itself and echolocation and night vision. It's larger than your regular raptors. At its full height, it's over 10 feet tall and it's about uh, 22 feet long, I think, 22 to 25 feet long. So it's a good sized dinosaur. It's not like a regular Velociraptor. This thing weighs like 1 ton, I believe. I don't know if the one they showed in the movie reached adulthood or not. I don't think it did. But if you go by the Jurassic World Wikipedia entry, that's how big it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be 10 feet tall, 20 something feet long, and weighs a ton. Right? Um, and again, I mean, the rest of the movie is predictable. This new hybrid dinosaur got loose, started chasing people all over the place, and in the end, got into a fight with real good and honest real Velociraptor, and it fell off the uh, roof, fell through the window, and got itself impaled and died, and just like that, like it really wasn't very impressive. Like uh, what it could do, what it showed us in the movie, personally speaking, what it wasn't any more impressive than what we saw from a whole pack of velociraptors in Jurassic Park. Um, nice try, but I don't think it really worked. But it did give us this really great looking action figure from Mattel. And that's what we're here to look at, the Mattel version of Indoraptor. And this one came out, I believe, in 2018, 2019. And you could get this thing for $20. Okay? Now, it's because in the movie, it's usually run on all fours like this, the way I have it posed right now. So it doesn't look like much, I know. But when I start posing it, it will look a lot more amazing. But first, let's talk about the aesthetic of this dinosaur. Like I said, it's supposed to be like 10 feet tall and 20 something feet long, weighs a ton. It's primarily black, has red eyes, and got these gold yellow stripes running down the side of its body. I don't know what that's supposed to do. Like, seems weird to have something like that if your whole thing is to sneak around. But anyway, looks cool anyway. Um, on this action figure, we can see that the jaw is articulated, so you can open the jaw really wide, and you can see all these sharp. Well, they're not really sharp, but all these supposedly sharp teeth. and inside the jaw is red. Uh, and on the back of the body, on the back of the head, there's these spikes. I think they're supposed to be feathers. I think because Velociraptor is supposed to have feathers. I think these are supposed to simulate feathers, and you have more spikes on the back of the spine there. So yeah, I think these are supposed to be feathers, although I'm not 100% certain. It has four fingers, so it has three fingers and an opposable thumb, making it able to grasp things. It has long forearms, unlike a T-Rex. The forearm are more like uh, Velociraptor, I guess. uh, they actually look like creepy, almost humanoid hands, and they are articulated. And this figure can go in and out at the shoulder. This one is really loose. The left arm, this really pisses me off because this left arm is floppy. Like, see, I just shake the figure and the arm just flop around like that. It's not supposed to be like that. Like it came out of the box and was already loose. That annoys me. Um, it can swivel in and out at the elbow, hinge at the elbow. The wrist can hinge in and out and rotate. So a lot of its joint at this hinge rotational style. It got kind of ball jointed, two ball joints in the neck, so it can do this looking around all the way around its body. What's behind me? Kind of pose. But like I said, the jaw kind of squeaky, but you can open and close the jaw. Now we move down his body. There's no torso joint, sadly. I think this is the one thing that is kind of too bad. Like they should have put in a torso joint at the rib cage so this thing can be more dynamic because this is supposed to be a quick and sleek dinosaur that's able to leap and twist and turn really well. So there is a joint in the tail, actually two joints in the tail, one near the top where the butt is and one halfway down the length. This part near the end, I wish they would have made it able to twist more. Like the tail can just basically go left and right and up and down, but there's no there's not a lot of twisting or bending. Like if this last section they put some bendy wire in it, that would be awesome. Like I wish I can do more with the tail because it directly influences how you can pose the figure. But now, the hind leg are large and powerful, and you can move them at the hip. They can kind of go in and out slightly, but not a lot of range there. But they can move back and forth, and then the knee can come forward, and then the foot can go down, so you can straighten out the leg. Is what I'm saying. Um, and you can get him into a more generic uh, Velociraptor kind of pose. He does have a bit of problem balancing sometimes back and forward, but this is a fun figure to move around with. Nothing falls off. Like I said, this one arm's a bit loose. That part's annoying, but comparing to the David Silva's Creative Beast Studio thing, which costs almost three times the price, this one is so much more fun to play with. Like it moves like a action figure should move, right? Let's look at its claw. It has some serious, big, sickle-like claws on the back foot. This is a trademark of Velociraptor. Really scary looking claw, right? Um, Now, if you get this thing to pose fully upright, which would be the wrong way to pose something like this, but if you get it to pose fully upright, I'm trying to, yeah, like this. So fully upright on its hind leg, like how people used to think T-Rex would stand. Uh, this is almost 10 inches tall. So going by, it's supposed to be 10 feet tall in, on the screen. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, but it's never supposed to stand like that unless it's like ready to jump or something. Uh, Most of the time, it would be more forward, like more horizontal to the ground, more like this. Right? Now, when you see this like a normal pose, it's really hard to balance sometimes because of full, the body is a bit heavy in the front. The tail is not big enough. Actually, I think that is the main issue. Um, so when you have it in a generic horizontal pose, like how dinosaurs is supposed to be, it's about 6 inches tall. It's about 6 inches tall, which it's still pretty intimidating when fighting your 6-inch action figure. From snout to tail, it is about 15 inches long. So all in all, it is not quite up to size as how it's supposed to be. Like, remember, as I mentioned, it's supposed to be 10 feet tall, over 20 feet long. So it's supposed to be like if you, it's supposed to be in scale, it should be 10 inches tall and over 20 inches long, but it's not. However, uh, as long as you're okay that it's not as big as it should be on screen, it does make an awesome dinosaur for your action figures to battle or to ride. Um, and that's basically what I got it for because it poses so well with my fighting game action figures. Like some of you know, in games like Tekken and Star Gladiator and Killer Instinct, there have been this trend of including dinosaurs in the fighting tournament. So I wanted a dinosaur that would be able to pose against my video game fighting characters, and this guy is pretty perfect for that. Uh, you'll see that during the comparison. But before we get to that, I want to bring the Beast of the Mesozoic uh, $50 Velociraptor back and do a quick comparison with this guy, and you guys can really see how different in size it is. Okay, so here is the one from Beast of the Mesozoic, the Creative Beast Studio, the one that costs $50. I think it was 50, it might be 60. Um, Posed against this $20 Mattel Indoraptor, and you can see the Indoraptor is like so much bigger, right? And just for your information, those two gigantic dinosaurs in the background, uh, the Carnotaurus, and then the what is that other one? Apatosaurus, I think. That other one on the side over there, on the side of the Carnotaurus. Those two giant monsters, they are also from Mattel, and each one of them is only about like $70, maybe 60. Uh, Sometimes you can find them on sale for like $40. So honestly, like when you compare this Creative Beast Studio Little Raptor against these huge offering from Mattel, again, I will say yes, it's more accurate. It looks better. It's much better painted. Maybe have better articulation. Well, okay, fine. It has better articulation, although most of the joints are so floppy, it's like hard to pose it. But it's hard to justify how much you would pay for this, and as considering the articulation of floppy and then things break so easily. These things from Mattel, yes, they are not as well painted, they're not as realistic, but they play great, they feel great, and they display pretty good, right? That is my personal thought, anyway. We're giving Captain America a break today, and we have a Dawn from Street Fighter. This is from Soda Toy back in 2000. It's a very close proximity in size as Captain America, about 6 inches tall. So we have this guy posed against our Indoraptor, and you can see this does make a very good fighting game display. Like Indoraptor's head is just a bit taller than a Dawn, so uh, and they can definitely face each other down in the fighting arena. So the Indoraptor might not be as big as it is in the movie when displayed with your 6-inch guy, but if you want to do some fighting game lineup, this is a great dinosaur for that purpose. So there you have it, folks. A nice close look at our poor Adon, who's getting eaten by the Indoraptor right now, and the Indoraptor for our National Velociraptor Day. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you haven't seen the movies Jurassic World, it's worth watching. Get some popcorn, and don't take it too seriously, and you'll have fun. I'll be back again tomorrow for Fitness Friday. For now, thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe and share. Thank you.